Hi, everyone. Here is your 2-minute book review of Assisted by John Stockton. Came out in 2013, also co written by his longtime friend, who was also one of his coaches when John was a little guy, Kerry Pickett. And that theme of lifelong friendships, being close to friends and family in the Spokane area, the old neighborhood, that runs throughout this book. So Stockton, after having read this, really has led a wonderful life. So I grew up watching Stockton play. I was never a fan really of the Utah Jazz, but I always appreciated his game. And I'll never forget being able to see John Stockton play in person. And I was stunned and amazed at how tough he was. He didn't really play the game dirty, but on offense and defense, he was right underneath your chin, either setting a screen on offense or guarding you right in your face, not letting you go anywhere. And I was amazed at how physical he was and how tough he was against guys that were twice his size. So if you ever go to an NBA game, do this, and I'm serious. Stop watching the ball for a few plays. Totally ignore the ball and watch everybody else on the floor. You will be stunned at how physical the NBA game is away from the ball. It's amazing. All right, back to the book. Now, for much of this book, I felt that the writing and the story was superficial. I didn't learn a whole lot. I didn't learn anything new. Didn't feel like I was truly let in. Didn't feel like I was allowed to really know what John thought, what was happening in the locker rooms and in the huddle, what his struggles and doubts were, etc. And that's okay. Stockton, throughout much of his career, maintained a level of privacy that is much higher than most high-profile athletes, but for portions of the book, it made for some boring reading. However, near the end of the book, it changed, and he really opened up, and it was fascinating. And what got him going was the change in how teammates relate to each other, especially on the road. So when he came to the NBA, his team and others flew commercial, so they had to kind of tough it out, in the airports, getting cramped in these seats and hanging out together a lot on the plane, on the team buses. And then when they got on the road, they would go eat together. They'd have breakfast, lunch, or maybe dinner after the game. But near the end of his career, that kind of started to change. They were flying on these private charter jets, and then guys would sit in their own hotel room. They'd get room service, and they would talk on their cell phones to their friends and family. So there wasn't as much camaraderie and closeness. And the way John describes it and talks about it is very well done. I wish I could have seen and read more of that throughout this book. But he's also refreshingly candid about his beliefs and the right of the unborn to live, and he's not afraid of sharing his opinions. So I appreciate that as well. So Assisted started off slow, but it finished really strong. And so I enjoyed it. And so I would have loved to have seen that candor throughout the book. But if you like basketball and you like the NBA, you will enjoy Assisted by John Stockton. So there you go, your 2-minute book review of Assisted. If you've liked it, give it a like and a share. Keep your comments coming. I always appreciate those. You can also go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I've got all of my book reviews there for you. And as always, until next time, keep reading.